Hello everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about why is Birds of Prey not doing so great in the theaters. Now, I'm wearing my doctor uniform here because we are going to dissect this situation. This is something that people are surprised about, especially since the movie has been getting really good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb and Cinema Score, etc. So, what is the problem here? Now, one indication that some people are saying, maybe the reason it's not doing so hot in the box office, is because of maybe this coronavirus, right? Now, I'm not going to blame the coronavirus, and because that's something that people cannot control. That's a situation that unfortunately is killing a lot of people right now, and the thing that people are talking about mostly is really the North American box office. This is going to hurt the worldwide box office either way, and I think the studio is prepared for that. But why isn't it doing as good in North America? So I think the best thing to do is don't worry about the worldwide box office. Why isn't this doing better in North America? Now let's take a step back. It could still do pretty well. We've seen movies that had small openings and then had a relatively strong performance going forward week after week. This could be the case, and let's face it, are people really going to go see Sonic this weekend? Depends on the reviews, I think. And if I had to guess, I'm going to guess a lot of people are thinking that movie is going to be a disaster. Probably even a bigger disaster than Birds of Prey. Maybe then next week people will say, you know what, let's go see Birds of Prey since we missed out on it last week. Who knows? But there are two other options why I think the movie is underperforming a little bit, despite reviews being great. So if you haven't seen Birds of Prey yet, I would recommend it because my review was a positive review. And if you trust me, which you should, maybe, go check it out, So let me put on my glasses here, my fake glasses, because I'm not that smart, and so I have to appear smart. So let's get right to this. So what are the two factors? Well, one factor some people are saying is Suicide Squad, right? Suicide Squad was a very divisive film. Some people liked it, some people thought it was fine, and others hated it because of how badly edited it was. It felt like a music video. Those were some of the criticisms that some people got. I have come back on it and realized that there's no plot in the movie, barely any plot. So that's another factor that goes into it. I think the movie is fine overall, but I get it if people don't like it. There is a lot of issues with it. But then I also pointed out, and other people have pointed out as well, is that, wait a minute, if Birds of Prey suffered because of Suicide Squad, why did Aquaman do so well? Because Justice League itself wasn't critically acclaimed. It wasn't loved. It got very mixed reviews. Probably a little bit better than Suicide Squad, but still, it was mixed all the way. It got like a 53% or something like that on Rotten Tomatoes. So it was very mixed. And why did Aquaman do well and made $1 billion afterwards, where Birds of Prey seems to be suffering at the fate of Suicide Squad? Maybe it's not so cut and dry, right? Because, let's see, not only did Aquaman do really well, Shazam did pretty well also, and Joker just made $1 billion, another $1 billion hit for DC. DC has to be having some hits that people are really enjoying. Now, this is where I think the problem really lies, and this is option number 2. I think the trailers sucked. If you go back and watch my first reaction for the trailers of Birds of Prey, I did say I didn't think that first trailer was good. I thought the second trailer they came out with was actually a little bit better, but the first trailer was a disaster. And I think because of the trailer, that's what's affecting this movie. I think first impressions are everything. It's like going on a date, When you go on a date, a blind date with somebody, first impressions are everything. If she or he doesn't like the way you dress or look, and your attitude and stuff like that, they're gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna find somebody else that's better. And that's probably the situation here, I feel. Because the general audience isn't as forgiving as someone like me who does look at the next trailer and does look at reviews and stuff like that. If a movie is not catching their attention, then it's over after the first trailer. The first trailer is, you have to get their attention. And I'm going to admit, that first trailer had me worried. And going into the movie, I was actually pleasantly surprised of how enjoyable it was. It was a pretty enjoyable film. I had a good time with it. And look, unfortunately, that's the way it is. There are some people that will want to know people's opinions and will take that. But unfortunately, I think I think the trailers had allowed this to have a suffering opening weekend. And it's not fake. Like, I don't think there's a lot of interest for this film, because when I went to the theater opening night, usually movies like this have these, the theater is usually packed. This theater that I was in was not packed this time, and it did concern me a little bit that people did not show up for this one. And hopefully word of mouth is strong enough, because the reviews for the audience and the critics seem to be pretty good, that I'm hoping that word of mouth gets out and people do go out and check out this movie. I think this is one that is worthy on having a good time with. It's a fun film. If Deadpool can make a lot of money in the box office, I think this should, I don't think the R rating is a problem, which is another thing that some people are pointing the blame at. Maybe it was the R rating. Joker just made $1 billion, and that was a creepy R-rated film. If the Joker can make $1 billion, this movie should have no problem. This should be in league with Deadpool. Now, I'll admit, I don't think it's as good as Deadpool, but it's definitely better than most R-rated superhero films, or most R-rated films, I would say, up to this point. Maybe that's too much of a statement, because, yeah. Okay, you know what? Pull that back. I'm going to say it's one of the better R-rated superhero films, because there's not too many of those ones. Now there's starting to be, and I think this one falls in line with some of the better ones. Not the best one, but it's a good, worthy effort, and it's one that I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel to, or spin-offs to, if you will. So with that being said, I don't know, guys. Tell me your thoughts. Why do you think Birds of Prey isn't doing so well? Do you think there's another factor that I'm missing that I don't have on here, that I didn't mention, that maybe that's a factor into it? There's a lot of different opinions out there on why this movie isn't doing so good. And look, if you're one of those people that are happy about this, don't be happy about this, because this hurts superhero movies going forward. Superhero fatigue, is something that a lot of people talk about. They've been talking about it since 2006. I don't think it's superhero fatigue, but you'll never know. With that being said, I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. And look, if you want me to wear this suit and glasses, because maybe they make me look good, I don't know, let me know. And with that being said, until next time, take care.